what's happening right now. More than 50 years after it happened, the assassination of John F. Kennedy is back in the news with the release of thousands of documents relating to his death. Good evening, I'm Savannah Rudisell.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. The National Archives released the documents earlier tonight, days after President Trump announced the scheduled release. However, the government held several documents back in the name of national security. The U.S. government says the sensitive information relates to intelligence and law enforcement details. Today, the president declared the opioid crisis an official public health emergency, calling it the worst drug crisis in American history. He signed an order directing federal agencies to use all resources to fight the crisis, including a focus on providing improved treatment for addicts. The declaration doesn't allocate any extra money, but does allow existing grants to be redirected. The president says the problem will likely get worse before it gets better.
Yes, will get worse before it gets better, but get better it will. It will take many years. Presidential Commission, headed by Governor Chris Christie, that has so they don't have to.
The public emergency health declaration lasts 90 days. It can be renewed if necessary. The last health emergency was the swine flu outbreak in 2009.
President Trump said this opioid crisis is a global issue. KMUA's Kyra Davis shows us what Missouri is doing to combat it.
President Trump declared this crisis a public health emergency, but he says we have what it takes to end this epidemic. And now, a local program is making steps towards that goal.
In our lifetimes, nobody has seen anything like what's going on now.
President Trump stirred up an interesting coffee table topic this morning: opioids. He declared the epidemic a public health emergency. Eric Stan works with Columbia-Boone County Public Health and Human Services, and he says Missouri has some steps in place to help.
We have a prescription drug monitoring program.
This program monitors how many prescriptions patients order.
If they've tried to fill a similar prescription before, that prescription will show up in the system.
He says St. Louis County implemented this program, and they just sent the first bit of data.
And while this report only contains 1/4 of information, we do believe the results indicate the importance of having a prescription drug monitoring program.
According to President Trump,
we can be the generation that ends the opioid epidemic.
And Stan said,
with more providers being able to use the prescription drug monitoring program, that we can improve, help improve patient care as a result.
Stan said his department is teaming up with the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services to host an opioid summit in November here in Columbia. But as of now, he says the department is waiting on direction from the federal government in regards to the president's announcement. In the studio, Kyra Davis, KMUA News.
Also today, the U.S. Senate heard debates over the issue of free speech on college campuses, specifically the effect of controversial speakers and violent protests. One college president said that the differences between people is precisely why they should be allowed to speak.
We must embrace free expression, open discourse, and challenging questioning, and resist its suppression that we are seeing on college and university campuses.
Critics argued the president needs to take responsibility for a rise in hate groups and violence.
A busy day in Washington. The 2018 federal budget narrowly made it through the House. It has already passed in the Senate. The budget has to pass before Congress can tackle its $1.5 trillion tax cut bill. 20 Republicans voted against the budget, half from high tax states like New York and New Jersey.
A third-party consulting firm spent this semester reviewing MU's Greek life practices. Today it released its report. KMUA's Nick Allen has more on the findings.
Dyad Strategies began its assessment of Greek life practices this summer after a year of high-profile stories regarding MU fraternities. MU spokesman Christian Basie says Dyad's report is meant to improve the lives of every Greek student.
We have a very vibrant and strong Greek community here, and we know that it impacts thousands of students every year, and we want to make sure that that impact that the students are experiencing is the best possible experience they can have when they are here.
Much of Dyad's report is on the Office of Greek Life, a small group of MU staff hired to oversee fraternities and sororities on campus. Dyad says the office lacks a strategic focus and needs to clearly define its goals and communicate them to all Greek houses. The report also called out local law enforcement, saying it only responds to major incidents involving out-of-control parties. Even after that consulting firm was hired, MU Greek Life has still managed to make headlines. I'm standing right now in front of a building that used to house the MU chapter of Sigma Pi Epsilon before its national chapter closed it down earlier this month for several violations of its policies, including alcohol. Sororities were not included in this part of the report. One MU sorority member says there's a very simple reason for that.
The fraternity side of Greek life is allowed to have parties in their houses. The sororities aren't allowed to, so the sororities stay a lot nicer, a lot cleaner.
Dyad Strategies will continue working with MU for the rest of 2017. Nick Allen, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.
Basie says the school will review the report and expect changes in Greek life policies starting next fall.
A former Mid-Missouri prosecutor says the investigation into the death of Carl DeBrody is likely headed to a grand jury. It's been nearly 6 months since DeBrody went missing from his assisted living home in Fulton. Police found his body a week later in a large container filled with concrete. Prosecutors have not charged anyone with his death. However, police say there are several persons of interest. Former prosecutor Bill Tackett says a complex case like this must be handled with care.
You got all of these people combining with all these different hundreds of leads. It has to evolve slowly, and it really is designed to go through a grand jury.
If a grand jury is selected for the case, prosecutors must prove probable cause that an individual committed the crime.
A massive temperature drop is underway, and the city is ready. KOMU 8's Justin Kolar is in the studio to tell us how Columbia is gearing up for more than just the colder temperatures.
The Columbia Department of Public Works held its first ever Snowpalooza this afternoon. But what's a Snowpalooza with no snow? Well, for Public Works employees, it's all about being prepared. Nearly 5,000 tons of salt, gallons and gallons of beet juice, and one mountain of sand, all lie in wait for this winter's first big storm. Public Works employees hope the Snowpalooza event will show residents the lengths the department goes to keep the roads safe and clear.
You can't know what Mother Nature's going to. They can say it's going to snow, 5 inches, and it turns out to be 15 inches. It's, as long as we're all prepared and know what we got to do, it just makes it easier in the end.
Public Works plans to hold its Snowpalooza event annually to help educate the public on the dangers of winter travel. In the studio, Justin Kolar, KOMU 8 News.
So Columbia is gearing up for winter weather, but will we actually see any of it after today's high temperatures? Kenton is here tracking temperatures for the rest of the week.
I know, it's kind of hard to believe that. Welcome, by the way, everyone, to our haunted weather mansion here at KOMU 8. It was warm today. High temperatures in the lower 80s across the area. 81, the high temperature in Columbia. Looking at our temperatures, though, right now, we've definitely cooled down just a bit across the area. We're now getting down into the 50s, and eventually we're going to be just into the middle 40s by sunrise. Graphics not want to come up here, but we will go ahead and we'll send it back to the news desk. I'm going to have the full 8-day forecast coming up later. Again, this cool down giving us frost and freeze conditions all weekend long. Plus, we'll take a look ahead to Halloween, too. That's all coming up later.
One local organization used puppies and wine to try to raise money.
And the Columbia Utility Board hopes to lower your electric bill. That's coming up.
Never be surprised by the weather. Download the free KOMU 8 Weather and Traffic app. Brought to you by Central Bank of Boone County.
Woodman Engineering has been family-owned for over 85 years, servicing, repairing, and installing furnaces in Jefferson City and the surrounding communities with reliable service and fair pricing. Woodman specializes in residential and light commercial and is a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Your home's comfort keeper. Visit WoodmanEngineering.com.
Slumberland's Customer Appreciation Sale. Saturday. Our best public sale ever. Get an extra 30% off our already low Slumberland price. Pass it on. One day only, just once a year. Our deepest discounts ever. Tell a friend, your neighbor, Your dog. Okay, not the dog. An extra 30% off our already low Slumberland price. Saturday only. Pass it on. Slumberland. It's a good life.
My goal now is to eventually own my own business and have a clothing emporium or my own store online. My boyfriend, he has 2 siblings that went to Bryan University, and he's like, hey, you should check this school out. It worked around my schedule like perfect. I could go to school year-round and I could finish and get my degree faster. Whenever I'm there, I feel like the teachers really care about you. Because of the training I received at Bryan University, I know now that I can reach my dreams.
Baseboards shouldn't look like that, but cleaning them breaks your back. Introducing Baseboard Buddy, the easy-reach baseboard cleaner. Just walk and glide. Baseboard Buddy cleans for you. The secret is the flex head design that conforms to any baseboard, while the plush fibers grab dust and dirt, buffing the woodwork.
Use dry for anytime cleaning, wet for stubborn spots, rinses clean. Visit www.baseboardbuddy.com for our exclusive TV offer.
For centuries, people have used courtrooms like this one to sort out who's telling the truth. As journalists, we can't put people under oath. We have to dig for the answers. That's why there's a Target 8 investigative team. We fact-check politicians and the promises they make to you. We expose scams and rip-offs to protect your money. And we track how your tax dollars are spent. We'll get you the facts you need so you can be the judge. That's why we call it coverage you can count on.
Woodman Engineering has been family-owned for over 85 years, servicing, repairing, and installing furnaces in Jefferson City and the surrounding communities with reliable service and fair pricing. Woodman specializes in residential and light commercial and is a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Your home's comfort keeper. Visit WoodmanEngineering.com.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by the law firm of Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer. We will fight for you. This First Alert weather forecast is brought to you by Family Pond.
Welcome back to KMUA News at 9 o'clock. Here is a time lapse over the area and Jefferson City here today. Looks like that guy was frozen actually a little bit earlier too. Spooky things going on in the Weather Center today. Let's go ahead and look at our almanac though. 81 again, our high temperature. Our average high temperature this time of the year is 64, so well above average. Low was 45 this morning as folks headed out the door. Guess what? That's going to be our high temperature tomorrow afternoon. That's all the warmer we're going to get. So this morning's temperature was warm considering where we're going to be for a few mornings. And looking at precipitation, we're pretty much above average both for the month and for the year at this point. So that's good as we come to the end of October. So 24-hour temperature change, about 15 degrees warmer right now in St. Louis than it was 24 hours ago, but about 13 degrees colder over there in North Platte. So all this cold air moving in tomorrow, we're definitely going to be on the blue side. I'll show you that here tomorrow, see how much colder we are than we are right now. Speaking of that, let's look at our feel-like temperatures. Right now out the door, we're feeling like about 60 degrees, some in the middle 50s, though, already as this cold front pushes in. And so by sunrise tomorrow morning, we are feeling, with the wind chills, like middle to upper 20s. So at 22 in Moberly, 26 in Mexico, 32, though, in Herman, 29 in Jefferson City, 26 over there in Versailles. Heading into the afternoon, we're only warming up into the lower and upper 30s, 32 up in Macon, down to about 40, or up to about 40 over in Osage Beach for tomorrow afternoon. Again, wind chills going to be a big factor with gusts up to 25, 30 miles per hour. That's really what's doing it. Then at 8 a.m. on Saturday, even colder, feeling like lower 20s and upper teens, even 19 in Moberly and Mexico and Lynn. Definitely a cold one. We're going to have a frost across the area by that point, and then a hard freeze, especially on Sunday morning. By Saturday afternoon, though, finally warming back up, trying to get into the 40s there on Saturday afternoon. Now, if we look at the skies, what are we expecting? We're looking at some cloud cover out there tonight. Tomorrow, then, a mix of sunshine and cloud cover throughout our Friday. So we will see some sun, but we're going to see quite a bit of cloud cover throughout the day, too. No snow. I debunked that yesterday for you. Some apps trying to tell people that there was going to be some snow. Never was expecting that. So otherwise, that cloud cover is still sticking around on Saturday morning. It moves out, though, by Saturday afternoon. We're going to see a lot of clear sky there. And then as we get even colder by Sunday morning, that's going to be the coldest morning we have in the 8-day forecast, Sunday morning. We will then warm up by Sunday afternoon, back into the 50s actually, Sunday afternoon. And that warming trend will then go back down actually on Monday. So looking at temperature specifically, you can see this jet stream really digging down. That's what these wind barbs are. It's our jet stream. And so that's going to dig down, give us this cold temperature for the weekend, really. And then by Sunday again, it tries to warm us up just a little bit. But then It's going to dig back down again, and for Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be cold again. Here's Tuesday, Halloween. Chilly one there for us. Then it's trying to retreat a little bit back up to the north, so we're going to be a bit more average, but about 10 degrees below average for the middle and end of next week. But then we'll get back up to more seasonal conditions by the weekend. So here is Sunday, a week from this coming Sunday, so definitely far out. But it looks like we're going to be warmer. We're waiting to see what all this cold air and this next trough does for us. Likely that will slowly push off just to our north, and we'll be back to average or below average conditions by the middle of November. So definitely a far forecast for you there. Looking at 37 degrees for our low temperature tonight. Some gusts up to 25 miles an hour, though. That's what's aiding in our feel-like temperatures. 45 degrees tomorrow afternoon. That was our low temperature this morning. High temperature tomorrow. Gusts up to 30, though, so we're feeling like 30s all day long with the wind chill. 44 on Saturday. Up to 51, though, on Sunday. We're then down to 52 on Monday and 49 on Tuesday. So definitely cooling back down there for Halloween, as you can see. 50s, though, by the end of next week. Back up to 60 by Friday. So bit of a roller coaster there. Today was the top. We're going all the way down tomorrow, and then it'll be a slow trickle back upwards.
I just looked out the window. The flags are blowing. No frost. I mean, the flags, that wind is coming straight out of the north right now, and it looks like it's 20, 25 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Kenton, thanks.
Got it.
A Columbia Advisory Board wants to change the way customers are billed for their electricity.
Why the Water and Light Advisory Board thinks a new device will help to cut costs.
Guitar is more than just an instrument. It's like a friend. You know, if you're feeling down, you can pick your guitar up, and that's where a lot of blues songs come from. It's a personal connection. You have to be dedicated to really be good at it. One thing about Family Pond, when you go in there, you get better service there than you do in a music store, I can say that. Anything you want, they've got it.
Every guitar that comes to the door at Family Pond has a story. Let's find the one that's right for you.
High school seniors, your life is full of big choices. Will you continue your education next year? And where will you go? Columbia Honda wants to help you make your next smart choice. Each month until May, Columbia Honda will award a $1,000 scholarship to a high school senior in mid-Missouri who has made a positive impact on their community. $1,000 toward your post-high school education? Now that's a smart choice. Apply for the Columbia Honda Smart Choice Scholarship at KOMU.com under the On KOMU 8 tab.
The KOMU 8 News app is brought to you by Huber & Associates, smarter IT solutions for business. Download in the App Store or Google Play.
As the season changes, you may start to notice spiders, wasps, and mice trying to enter your home. Now's the time to call us at Steve's Pest Control to stop the fall invasion.
We're going to solve your pest problem. I guarantee it.
Looking to start fresh with a new career? With JobPoint's variety of trades programs, you can reach your employment goals in just 8 weeks. Prepare for work in the booming healthcare industry with our Certified Nursing Assisted course, or refine your computer skills in our Office Technology and Support class. Other courses include highway and heavy construction, carpentry, and heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Visit jobpoint.org or call 573-474-8560. JobPoint, focused on employment.
As the season changes, you may start to notice spiders, wasps, and mice trying to enter your home. Now's the time to call us at Steve's Pest Control to stop the fall invasion.
We're going to solve your pest problem. I guarantee it.
Want to save money on your next electric bill? Columbia customers will soon get the chance using new smart electric meters. The Water and Light Advisory Board is looking at the meters to cut costs for the city and customers. They collect data more efficiently and cheaper. A board member hopes to keep the customer in mind throughout the process.
The utility, first of all, is a municipal utility. It's owned by the customers, owned by the citizens, and so any reduction in costs and so forth would be a benefit for the city overall, and the customers and the city.
He says although customers might have to pay for the meters up front, the savings will outweigh the costs.
Would cute puppies and good wine make you want to donate money? One local organization thinks so. The Central Missouri Humane Society hosted its 6th annual Whiskers and Wine fundraising gala tonight. Those at the auction-style event were able to bid on various art pieces, all of which showcased animals. One organizer says the Humane Society relies on the event to offset some of their operating costs.
So to run the shelter, it costs about $17,000 a week just to keep the lights on and the dogs fed and all the medical care and everything like that. So every dollar that is donated, whether it's ticket sales or in silent or live auction, it all goes directly towards care of the animals and keeping the shelter running.
Those interested in donating to the society can find a link on our website at komu.com. Preseason honors for the Missouri women's basketball team just keep rolling in.
Where the Tigers rank nationally. Next in sports.
To the insurance company, I'm claim number 7BC8PXL23, classified as motorcycle wreck with potential distracted driver. Well, insurance company, I'm Paul, and that potentially distracted driver ran a red light, sideswiped my bike, and sent me to the hospital. Now I'm out of work, and the bills still haven't stopped rolling in. Nice to meet you.
When you've been injured, the insurance company isn't always on your side. That's why you need Aaron Sachs and Associates.
Hi, I'm Eric Brimmer. Join me as we go on the road with Big O Tires to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of Missouri State Parks. We'll visit a different park each week. Come along for fishing, camping, swimming, hiking, and the beautiful sounds of nature in Missouri State Parks.
Big O Tires is proud to support all of your Missouri state parks, including Echo Bluff State Park in Eminence. The park is set in a valley surrounded by towering bluffs and offers 8 miles of trails for hiking and mountain biking, plus floating, fishing, and even an adventure playground. But the highlight at Echo Bluff State Park is Echo Bluff. The geological wonder rises hundreds of feet above Sinking Creek. Big O Tires is proud to support all of your Missouri state parks, where admission and parking is always free. Join Big O Tires at your favorite park soon.
Want a chance to win some awesome prizes? Go to any Missouri Big O Tires and pick up a state park passport. Get it stamped each time you visit a Missouri state park. For more information, go to the Big O Tires Missouri Facebook page. And remember, you never know what you'll see at a Missouri state park.
Closed captioning during KOMU8 News is brought to you by Machins.com. Shop thousands of vehicles on sale.
Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU8 Sports.
Hi, everyone. With much attention on the Missouri men's basketball team recently due to its big game against Kansas last Sunday, the Tiger women's squad is also preparing for the coming season. The Mizzou women are ranked 16th nationally in the preseason coaches poll. They're picked to finish third in the SEC behind only South Carolina and Mississippi State. The teams have played for the national championship last season. Mizzou has many key returners from a team that advanced to the second round of the NCAA tourney last year. And among the newcomers, the likely starting point guard, Lauren Aldridge, a transfer from Kansas.
I think a lot of being a point guard and being assertive, there's a lot of respect that goes with that. Your teammates have to respect you, your coaches have to respect you, and when you haven't really done anything on the court for your team, for me, it's a lot harder to have that assertive voice, but that's something that she and I are working on together.
I did get, SEC Freshman of the Year, but that's last year. I'm a clean slate. I'm a new player this year, playing a different position. So my expectation for myself and from my teammates and coaches have been raised, and I expect to raise them even higher than what my coaches expect of me.
Tonight marked the final regular season match for the Missouri soccer team, with the Tigers hosting LSU and Mizzou looking to keep its SEC tournament hopes alive. The Tigers' 6 seniors hoping it's not their last game. Mizzou needed a win tonight and then losses by Georgia and Mississippi State to qualify. And we had highlights there, but we were tripped up as the Tigers' Sarah Lubert was tripped up in the penalty area. It resulted in a penalty kick. I don't know that we're having those highlights, unfortunately, but I can tell you Caton Clark scored a goal, and Mizzou got the win, 2-0 over LSU. And here's the amazing part. While the Tigers won, those other 2 teams, Georgia and Mississippi State, did both lose. So what do you know? Missouri makes it to the tournament as the 10th seed, just getting in, and will play in Alabama next week. Their season keeps on going with a big night going the Tigers' way. The football Tigers travel to Hartford, Connecticut Saturday, looking for back-to-back wins for the first time since September of 2015 when Gary Pinkel still coached the team. And those back-to-back wins come against Arkansas State and UConn, the school Missouri is visiting Saturday. The Tiger offense looks to keep rolling, averaging 43 points per game the last 3 games. Head coach Barry Odom says spreading the ball around to different receivers has been a key.
Well, I think you look at, how hopefully we'll continue to spread the ball around, and if they take one of those targets away, then the other 4 or 5 need to step up and go play. But I think they're all so vitally important how we need to go down the stretch here.
That's sports.
Chris, thank you very much. Most travelers go to Tahiti on a plane.
Right, but when one family tried to sail there, things did not go as planned. That's coming up.
Pleasant interruptions, a phone call from an old friend, finding out you've won a prize. Bad interruptions, allergies, and asthma. Columbia Allergy and Asthma Specialist tests for a wide range of allergies and treats you with your custom plan so that your symptoms go away. Flowers, pets, changing seasons, you can enjoy them. We'd like to help. Go to breatheeasyandlivefree.com or call for an appointment.
Columbia Allergy and Asthma Specialist.
I'm looking for my perfect match.
I'm looking for something that's gonna last.
The new Dream Suite experience at Slumberland. The ultimate place to test drive a mattress and find your perfect match.
Gentle.
Supportive.
You'll get to know a few, but in the end, you'll find the mattress made just for you. Best brands, best prices, best fit. Slumberland. It's a good life.
I'm thinking happily ever after.
This bed completes me.
An amazing story of survival. The U.S. Navy rescued 2 people and their dogs who were stranded at sea for more than 5 months. They were trying to sail from Hawaii to Tahiti. They ended up 900 miles off course. They weren't starving. They had a water purifier and a year's worth of food on board. I think it was rice cakes.
Wow. Now here's a look at what we're following for KMU8 News at 10. We're taking a look at just how easy it is for identity thieves to get access to your personal information.
What you can do to prevent your private information from getting into the hands of the wrong people, that's at 10 o'clock. Kenton.
I like a good rice cake. I think I could handle that. 37 degrees though by sunrise. Cold one tomorrow morning, feeling like 26. 45 in the afternoon though, only feeling like 30s all day long. A mix of sunshine and cloud cover, gusts between 25 to 30 miles per hour. It's going to be a cold wind too. Frost and freeze there Saturday and Sunday morning. And then we're in the middle 50s on Sunday afternoon before we cool back down into the upper 40s for Monday and Tuesday. And then a warm up finally moves back in to stick around through next weekend.
Connecticut this weekend for you, Chris, might look kind of balmy compared to Bradford.
The temperature's been warmer there. Looking ahead, it will be warmer there in the upper 60s Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Yep.